Hello everyone, it is Doc Hitchcock, and today we have a very special puzzle. It is the Sequential Discovery Q Box by Juno. So this is kind of a rare puzzle. There aren't any more being made, at least not currently. And a lot of people love the work of this particular designer, Juno. There are several well-known designs by Juno, one which is the slammed car, I believe it's called, which is made out of wood, was reproduced in 3D printing, which is still very popular, albeit much cheaper. Some of these puzzles are going for thousands of dollars on the puzzle auction websites. Anyhow, I was able to get a relatively affordable copy of the puzzle in mint condition, and so I am going to attempt to solve it today. It doesn't come with any instructions, or mine didn't come with any instructions, but I did read the archived review of it on Juno's website. And basically he says those who are experienced puzzlers and are very observant can solve it in an hour, but for those who are not as skilled, it could take days. So I'm not sure where I fall into that gamut, but we're gonna take a crack at it. And so it comes with this nice little stand. I'm gonna set that aside. I don't think that has anything to do with the solve, but we will see. The first thing that I notice is I've looked at this before when I was doing a video collaboration in December, and I used this as an example of what looks like a soma cube. It even looks like maybe a tick or a burr of some sort, but it's a sequential discovery, which means that we have to find little tools to help us to move from step to step. And so when I was playing with it, I did notice that this, and I have not solved it yet, so I was careful not to push too hard because I didn't want anything to happen. But of all the pieces, I can't get anything to come apart. This was the one that moved. So it seems to be a button of some sort. So today, I'm going to push this button for you and see what happens. So I'm assuming it says that you don't need to use more than gentle force. And so pushing that button, nothing happens. So the real question is it an orientation thing? So let's see. Oh. So I turned it upside down and I pushed it and it basically fell into the puzzle, and then this piece started to come out. All right, so we're off with a fast start, and let's see, does anything else come out? One of the really interesting things is we can start to see that there are lots of, I have no clue what this is, whether it's a tool or a panel or something. You can see some tracks here, which is how some of these things are moving. We see that there's a little, looks like a screw, or not a screw, like a place to screw something in, or a metal tool come in and or out of. We see a little, I don't know what that is, little piece of wood. It's not a button. It does wiggle a little bit. All right, so we see a track there. We see another one of those maybe panels or whatever it is. It might be a tool. All right, so right here we see on the top here what looks to be maybe a tool. Oh, yes. So let's see if I can get it out. All right. Okay, so actually I didn't need to, I could have just pushed it like that. So this is one of those things where they bevel the edges so that you can push it and it comes out. I'm gonna grab my flashlight just so we can look right in there. You can see there's something down there at the bottom. Not quite sure, I'm not quite sure what that is, but it might be a magnet. Anyhow, oh, it was a magnet. It's the magnet that holds this in place. So that magnet is held in place by that magnet. Okay, so this looks to be exactly what goes into this thing here. I'm not sure though. Let me see. And it allows me to pull it out. Okay, so that's one piece out. All right, and you have a little magnet here. That must have been what was holding it in place when I was pushing it originally. I don't know quite why it required me to go upside down to push it down there. Oh, because see, down there, there's that little piece of wood that sticks out. It actually goes in, and so when you, I'm assuming when you put it upside down, Yep, so when you put it upside down, that piece of wood goes in, and so I could push that cube down, both of these. When it's right side up, they block it. So that's a really cool little mechanism there. I'm gonna set this aside, but we might be able to use that again. I think I saw, oh, there's a little pin right there. Not sure if that's, see that little pin? Then this, right now we just saw that that comes out like that now. Let's take a look under here. Okay, so that pin was what was going through this track. So those pins, we can't assume that they're all for the tracks, but that apparently was that what that one's for. Okay, so it looks like this might be a little door of sorts. So we got to get to that. Let's see, how do we do that though? Let's see. Well, maybe if I just push. No. Okay, oh, so this goes up. All right, so we're opening that up. I wonder if I can use this as a magnet anywhere. Let's try that really quick. Aha, so here's a magnet right here. See anywhere else? I mean, it could be exactly the same magnet that it was stuck to originally, but let's just go ahead and just, okay, so there's a repelling, something's repelling right there, and this one's attracting. So there's a little button right there, not button, but there's a little hole there. It's not a screw hole. Question is, what is it? What is it? Ah, see, that's up now. This little button here. Question is, what do I do with that? How do I get that out? Ah, there we go. Okay, so these two buttons here. These magnets had something to do with that, I'm assuming. Oh, here we go. Then we got a little, looks like a little screw dealy thing there. Oh, that went back in. I'm not quite sure how this is all working yet, but it has something to do with some mechanisms here. Okay, so the magnet does push that out, right? And then this one, I am not quite sure how that one works yet. Let's see. Something to do with this magnet, maybe? I'll have to figure that out in a bit. But first, I noticed this little thing wants to come out. It looks like a tool. So I'm wondering if I need to screw this onto there. Nope, can't do that yet. We'll set that aside for now. Take a look at this. Not sure what that is. Is that isn't one of the, so this was one of the blocks. This was one of the blocks here. So I think, I'm not sure if there's anything else to do with this particular piece here. What's this? Not sure what that is. Let's see. Oh, it's just the pin that this is hooked in there with. So I think this one might be done. This one I think contains, this might be the actual prize or secret compartment there. And then this one, again, I think, I'm not sure exactly what this here is. So is there a piece hiding that I need? Actually, you know what? I'm not sure that, let's see. So that little thing probably is what holds this in, but this one, I'm not sure. I think there's something else here because, there is. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. So that was a trick. That was a trick to get us to not pay attention to that. But I think this is actually for this here. Okay. Well, it pushes down and you can feel there's resistance. Question is, what does it do? Okay, people. What am I missing? What am I missing? It's not in here, is it? I'm just gonna try just in case. You never know. Some of these people are sneaky. There we go. Question is though, am I supposed to have to pry it out with my fingernails? No, we don't have any other tools other than my fingernails. Come on. I can't. I think there has to be something else because, I mean, I can get enough. There we go. Oh, there's a very strong magnet in there. I can get it out, but then it just goes right back in. Ah. Right, maybe what I think is happening is I think there's a magnet at the base connecting these, and so when I, there we go. Ah. Okay, so there's the mechanism in there. So the magnet, actually this was holding that onto there. I'm pulling it down, and now we have a little tool here. Okay, which is a perfect little tool for getting this guy out. So we'll screw right into there. Ah, which releases this. And there we go. And I think this is our prize, is a little die. I'm not sure, it feels weighted. Trying to see if it's weighted. 5, 1, nope. But anyway, that's our prize, is the die. A little die. I can't say as though I understand the prize. Other than it's a little cube. So I'll have to figure out if that is actually the prize. Let me see. It seems like that's the only compartment, and I mean, it's a good enough prize. And oh, by the way, that little compartment shows Juno, so it shows us his little maker's mark. So I'm assuming that that must be the prize. Otherwise, he would not have his maker mark there. So I guess we were observant enough because this was less than an hour, and so I'm kind of proud of myself. It's not often that I'm able to just in one sitting just crank out a puzzle, especially when in the description it says that some people it takes days or weeks or whatever. So I'm very proud of myself. Now the real question is, can I get it back together? So let's see if I can do that, and then we'll review the puzzle. Well, that didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it would. So I am actually very proud of myself. So this was a great little take on a Soma cube with that extra bit of sequential discovery built in that I really love. Because I'm not a huge fan of necessarily Soma cubes, although they're fun, they can be fun. They're a nice little puzzle to pass the time, great with spatial geometry and all that stuff. However, the sequential discovery really adds a lot to this puzzle. So I will say, highly would recommend if you can get your hands on this, although again, they're pretty rare. If you can't, I hope then that you enjoyed solving it through my eyes, and until next time, goodbye for now.